Well, we're on our way, and we still have some votes left, but assuming that they all go okay, which I think they will, this is my sixth and last budget as leader of the state Senate, and certainly there's a lot to be proud of in this budget. A huge investment in early childhood education, a commitment for full day preschool for all low-income 4-year-olds with at least one working parent, more money for mental health, career pathways, services for kids with autism, increased grants for people on CalWorks, and an unprecedented investment in transit, inner-city rail, and commuter rail and housing. While high-speed rail gets all the attention, there is an even greater investment, 35% to 25%, for transit, urban rail, commuter rail, and housing. And that's going to make the high-speed rail project better because now there's going to be a whole system, not just the high-speed rail sticking out like a sore thumb. But I have another reflection, and that is even though there are still areas where we need to do more, whether it's the UC, the CSU, the courts, the Medi-Cal rates, look at how far we have come over 6 years. When I started in this job, we faced a $42 billion deficit. We faced a near collapse of the economy, a collapse of the bond markets, a 10% approval rating for the legislature. 6 years later, we now have a balanced budget, surpluses, a plan to deal with pensions and pay off other debt, and we're beginning to restore all that has been lost. Now, I look at it a couple of ways. This budget to me has two tests, two questions I pose. Number one, does this represent a huge improvement over where we were as little as 3 years ago? The answer is yes. And secondly, if we measure progress not just over one budget, but over two or three, you can look back and say we made restorations in every area that impacts people in the economy, that says we're going in the right direction. There's more work to do, but I'm very pleased, and very pleased to be going out on a high note. I will tell you that when I started in '09, as bad as it was hard for me to imagine that I would end my tenure with the budget in such good shape and with our arguing about what to restore as opposed to what to cut. Much better. Thank you.
What's your
Is that all right?
response to Republicans saying it's not fiscally disciplined?
Completely false. We're living in parallel universes here. We've got a balanced budget with a surplus and a rainy day fund that will be in the billions of dollars. We're paying down debt aggressively while increasing funding for education and slowly for other services which have been cut. California's in good shape. Nothing is ever perfect. We're a nation state here after all, but we're in much better shape than we were several years ago. And I want to thank the governor, and I want to thank the Assembly, and I want to thank my Senate colleagues. You know, we all do this together. Nobody does it alone. We've got excellent executive leadership here with the governor. Sometimes we fight, we negotiate, but I'll take what we've got going now in California over what we had several years ago, 8 days a week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Appreciate it.